Hey everyone, in the latest twist of Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's ongoing story, it seems things have gotten a bit more tense. Reportedly, Harry has put a stop to Meghan's bold plans for a massive PS 10,000 million revenge project. This move has definitely raised eyebrows and left many wondering if this is a sign of deeper cracks in their relationship or perhaps a shift in their post-royal strategy. The revenge project idea reportedly came from Meghan's desire to share her side of the story. She's been eager to open up about the struggles and criticisms she's faced since becoming part of the royal family. Ever since her marriage to Harry, Meghan has been a controversial figure, with some seeing her as a fresh and modern influence, while others view her as a source of disruption. It's no secret that Meghan has wanted to clear the air for a while, feeling that her experiences, especially with the royal family, alleged racism, and the way the media portrays her have been misunderstood. There have even been rumors about possible memoirs, documentaries, and other media projects to tell her story. Meghan's so-called revenge project likely aimed to change the story around her. Her goal seemed clear: she wanted to take control of her own narrative and push back against the constant criticism that's followed her ever since she stepped into the royal spotlight. But projects like this come with big risks. Sharing personal stories and bringing up issues with her in-laws could add even more tension to the already fragile relationship between the Sussexes and the royal family. After all, we've already seen the fallout from their major interviews and Harry's controversial memoir Spare. Meghan's determination to move forward with these projects, despite the possible consequences, points to a calculated effort to shift public opinion in her favor. But it's a risky move, one that could either help her improve her image or make people even more doubtful of her motives. Harry's decision to block these revenge plans is a major moment in their relationship. Both he and Meghan have made it clear that they want to step back from royal duties and distance themselves from the British media, but now it seems like Harry is drawing a line. He appears to be focusing on protecting his family, not just Meghan and their children, but also his extended royal family. Since stepping away from royal life, Harry has repeatedly voiced his concerns. Harry has often voiced frustrations about how his family and the institution treated both him and Meghan, but as their post-royal life starts to settle, it seems he may be realizing that constant attacks on his family could have lasting, irreversible consequences. It's one thing to express grievances, but launching a full-blown revenge campaign is a different story. For Harry, this latest idea may feel like crossing a line he's not willing to cross, especially when considering how it could affect his relationships with his father, King Charles, and his brother, Prince William. This brings up an interesting question: has Harry's perspective changed? Is he starting to understand that no matter how justified these attacks might seem to him and Meghan, they could end up doing more harm to their own reputations? Blocking Meghan's plans suggests Harry is now more focused on the long-term consequences of these public battles than he used to be. While the Sussexes have presented a united front in public, this recent turn of events hints at a possible growing divide between Meghan and Harry. Meghan has always been assertive and independent, determined to control her own story and stand up to her critics. Harry, however, seems to be taking a more careful approach, despite his frustrations with the royal family. His choice to block Meghan's plans shows he might be rethinking the best path forward as public figures. This disagreement over strategy, Meghan's desire to hit back versus Harry's focus on protecting family unity, could point to a deeper conflict about how they should handle their post-royal life. Meghan's ambition to make her mark in media and champion social causes is clear, but if Harry is starting to resist her approach, it might create tension between them. Additionally, Harry's decision could show that he's becoming more aware of how their actions are being viewed by the public. Although Harry and Meghan initially received sympathy for their claims of mistreatment and racism within the royal family, public opinion has started to shift. Their ongoing grievances, combined with their commercial ventures, have caused many to question their true intentions. For Harry, it may be becoming more apparent that moving forward with a revenge project would only heighten public skepticism and further distance them from the monarchy, which is still highly respected in Britain. Meghan's determination to push ahead with her projects, despite Harry's objections, shows her strong desire to control the story surrounding her life. From the start, Meghan has spoken openly about feeling mistreated and misunderstood by both the media and the royal family. But as her attempts to reclaim her story become more intense, it raises the question: is her push for control part of a larger strategy, or a sign of desperation? For Meghan, these media projects offer a chance to reshape how the public sees her. She seems to want to tell a story where she's the victim of an unfair institution and a harsh media. However, this strategy comes with big risks. By constantly revisiting her grievances, Meghan risks being seen as someone who can't move on. The public may grow weary of hearing the same complaints, especially as other royals like Prince William and Princess Catherine focus on positive public engagements and charity work. Additionally, Meghan's continued focus on the past could contradict her claims of wanting privacy for herself and her children. After all, how can someone claim to want a private life while constantly releasing memoirs, documentaries, and interviews that reveal deeply personal details? Critics have certainly noticed this contradiction, and Meghan's push to control her story could backfire if it comes off as too self-serving. One of the most striking parts of this whole situation is the Sussexes' complicated relationship with the media. On one hand, they've made it clear they want to distance themselves from the British tabloid press, calling it toxic and intrusive. On the other hand, they've actively sought out media opportunities, whether through their Oprah interview, Netflix documentaries, or Harry's memoir, to share their side of the story. This creates a paradox. Can Meghan and Harry really escape the media, or have they become too dependent on it for their public image and financial success? Their desire for privacy often clashes with their need to stay relevant in the public eye, and this tension seems to be at the core of the current conflict between them. Meghan's proposed revenge project would likely only increase this tension by once again trying to expose her side of things. Yet, in doing so, she risks reinforcing the belief that she and Harry are more focused on building their celebrity than on achieving the quiet life they once said they wanted. This ongoing engagement with the media has led some to question whether the couple is. The real question now is whether Meghan and Harry can move beyond their royal grievances and create a new identity for themselves. With Meghan's PS 100 million revenge project blocked by Harry, what happens next could define their future. This moment might mark a turning point in their post-royal life. If Meghan chooses to respect Harry's decision and drop the project, it could show a shift towards more positive, productive efforts. But if she continues to push forward, it might reveal deeper issues in their relationship and a growing disagreement over how to manage their public image. For Harry, this moment presents an opportunity to rethink his priorities. After leaving royal duties to protect his family and mental health, he's now faced with the difficult task of balancing his desire for privacy with the realities of living in a media-driven world. Blocking Meghan's revenge project could be his way of safeguarding not only his family, but also his own sense of identity as he navigates the constant pressure of being a prince, a husband, and a father under the public eye. At the core of Meghan's reported desire for a PS 100 million revenge project may be a deeper psychological need for vindication. For her, being seen as an outsider who never truly fit into the royal family has likely been difficult to accept. The constant scrutiny, criticism, and perceived slights, whether real or imagined, have contributed to a narrative that she was unfairly treated. This drive to settle scores hints at more than just clearing her name. Meghan seems determined to recast herself as a victim wronged by both the media and the royal institution. However, this relentless pursuit of vindication comes with risks. Meghan's strong desire to control the narrative at any cost suggests she might be caught in a cycle of grievance and retaliation. Instead of embracing her new life in California, free from royal duties, she appears fixated on rehashing and relitigating old grievances. This raises the question, is Meghan driven by a genuine desire for truth and justice, or is this more about her personal need to be seen as right, even if it damages her reputation and relationships? Such a deep focus on vengeance could pull Meghan further away from the positive, influential public figure she once sought to become. By repeatedly returning to themes of injustice and victimhood, she risks. The public may start to feel tired of the ongoing drama. If Meghan's revenge project ever happens, it might not be about revealing the truth, but rather about keeping the cycle of anger and bitterness going. Prince Harry's choice to stop Meghan's project shows that he is thinking more about his priorities. He has backed her efforts to speak out against the royal family before, but now it seems Harry is feeling the weight of what they've done. The struggle between his loyalty to Meghan and his connections to the royal family must be really hard on him, both emotionally and mentally. Harry's situation is special because he has always belonged to the royal family, with strong feelings for his father, King Charles III, and his brother, Prince William. Even though he has stepped back from the monarchy, the idea of completely cutting ties through a huge revenge project might be too much for him. For Harry, this could be the start of a tough internal battle. He wants to stand by his wife and support her wish to share her story, but he might also worry that attacking his family could hurt their relationship for good and ruin any chance of fixing things. This situation could be creating a deep conflict for him. While he aims to create his own path away from the royal family, he likely knows that how the public sees him is very important. If Meghan decides to move forward with a project that drags the royal family through the mud again, it could seriously harm his own reputation too. For Harry, this moment might be a crucial turning point in his life, pushing him to make tough decisions about where his loyalties really lie and whether he's ready to give up the remaining connections to his family. For Meghan's ambitions, the media has been a significant factor in this ongoing drama. It has played a complicated role in Harry and Meghan's lives. On one hand, the media has relentlessly scrutinized and criticized the couple since their relationship became public, often emphasizing Meghan's struggles to meet royal expectations. On the other hand, Harry and Meghan have strategically utilized the media to share their side of the story through interviews, documentaries, and Harry's memoirs. However, this relationship with the media has now evolved into something more complex. While it has allowed them to present their narrative, it has also opened them up to further criticism and public scrutiny. The very outlets they once relied on to tell their story have also amplified negative perceptions, creating a double-edged sword in their pursuit of control over their image. This precarious dance with the media highlights the challenges they face in trying to maintain privacy while also seeking public support and understanding. As they navigate this tricky landscape, their actions could either strengthen their brand or contribute to a perception of them as overly focused on their grievances. Ultimately, the question remains, will they find a way to redefine their relationship with the media that serves their interests, or will they remain caught in a cycle of reaction and retaliation? The situation creates a dangerous feedback loop. The more Meghan and Harry engage with the media, the greater the public's expectation for explosive revelations and juicy details about their lives behind palace walls. This means that Meghan's PS1000 million revenge project would not only fuel controversy but also feed into the media's appetite for sensationalism. The media thrives on conflict, and a high-profile revenge project would only extend the couple's battles with the royal family and the press, keeping them in the headlines at a significant personal cost. The real danger for Harry and Meghan is that they might find themselves trapped in a cycle from which they cannot escape. They often express disdain for the media, yet they benefit from their willingness to air grievances publicly. However, they may not realize that by doing so, they are contributing to a narrative that ultimately undermines their credibility. As long as they keep feeding the media machine, they will struggle to break free from its grasp, and their public image may continue to suffer as a result. To truly move forward, they may need to rethink their approach and find a balance between sharing their story and protecting their privacy. Otherwise, they risk becoming forever entangled in the very media spotlight they claim to reject. If Meghan pushes forward with the revenge project, the long-term consequences for both her and Harry could be significant. While this endeavor may fulfill her immediate desire to retaliate against critics, it could inflict irreparable damage to their public image and their relationships with the royal family. The media storm that would surely follow could further strain their mental health and personal lives, leading to increased isolation and criticism. One of the most concerning aspects of pursuing a revenge project is the potential harm to their legacy. Meghan and Harry have worked hard to build an image as philanthropists and advocates for social justice, but a bitter and vengeful project could undermine all that effort. Instead of being remembered for their charitable contributions and progressive ideals, they risk being defined by their grievances and their involvement in royal scandals. For Harry, the stakes are even higher. His ties to the royal family are not just personal, they also carry a sense of duty and responsibility. Should this revenge project escalate tensions further, it could fracture his relationships with family members, especially with his father, King Charles, and brother, Prince William. This could lead to lasting rifts that may never heal, affecting not just their relationship but also the well-being of their children who are caught in the middle. As the son of King Charles III and the brother of the future king, Harry's actions will always be examined through the lens of his royal heritage. If he allows Meghan's revenge project to move forward, it could lead to a permanent severing of ties with his family, especially with his brother, Prince William, who has remained mostly silent on the issue. This could jeopardize the potential for reconciliation with his family, a goal that Harry has expressed in the past, leaving him feeling even more isolated and estranged from those he once called family. Meghan's desire to reclaim her narrative is understandable. She has faced intense scrutiny and criticism since joining the royal family, and the need to tell her side of the story is a powerful motivator. However, this drive for vindication must be balanced with the realities of their situation. If Meghan's quest for control leads to a bitter fallout, it may not only impact her relationship with Harry, but also further alienate them from the royal family and the public. The challenge lies in finding a way to assert her voice without risking the very connections that matter most to them both. Given the level of scrutiny and criticism Meghan has faced, her desire to reclaim her narrative is understandable. However, the danger of pursuing a revenge project is that it could turn her from a victim of royal mistreatment into a villain in the eyes of the public. While some sympathize with her plight, especially regarding the racism she has allegedly encountered, others may view her ongoing focus on airing grievances as opportunistic and self-serving. The public's perception of Meghan is already deeply divided, and a revenge project could further polarize opinions. Those who see her as a disruptive force within the royal family may feel justified in their views if she continues to attack the monarchy. Meanwhile, her supporters might struggle to defend the constant rehashing of past grievances. Meghan risks alienating not only the British public, who have historically been more critical of her, but also her American audience, which may grow weary of the unending drama. Ultimately, the pursuit of a revenge project could backfire, transforming her narrative from one of resilience to one of bitterness, which may lead to greater isolation rather than the empowerment she seeks. If Meghan pushes forward with the revenge project, she may find that the public sympathy she once enjoyed is fading. Instead of being seen as a strong, independent woman who stood up to a powerful institution, she could be viewed as someone who cannot move on from the past and is more interested in settling scores than in building a positive future. One of the most significant yet often overlooked aspects of Meghan and Harry's ongoing battle with the royal family is the potential impact on their children. Archie and Lilibet are already in the spotlight due to the public nature of their parents' disputes, and a revenge project would only increase that scrutiny. Although Harry and Meghan have expressed a desire to protect their children's privacy, their continued engagement in public battles with the royal family contradicts that goal. As Archie and Lilibet grow older, they will inevitably become more aware of the controversy surrounding their parents. This awareness could create challenges for them as they navigate their identities and relationships with both their royal heritage and the public's perception of their family. Ultimately, Meghan's choice to pursue a revenge project may have far-reaching consequences, not just for herself and Harry, but also for their children, who should be shielded from such intense scrutiny. A revenge project that brings the royal family's dirty laundry into the public eye could create a toxic environment for their children, forcing them to grow up in the shadow of their parents' disputes. Additionally, the legacy of conflict that Harry and Meghan are establishing may influence how their children are perceived in the future. Instead of being seen as part of a progressive, forward-thinking family, Archie and Lilibet may find themselves burdened by the weight of their parents' ongoing feuds. This raises important questions about the long-term consequences of Meghan's desire for revenge. Is it worth the risk of further alienating their family and creating a toxic environment for their children, all for the sake of settling scores? Ultimately, the decisions made today could affect not only their own futures, but also the well-being and happiness of Archie and Lilibet as they navigate their identities in a complex world. The pursuit of personal vindication may come at a significant cost, and it's essential to consider the impact on the next generation. Is this all about reclaiming a story that might not last long? To sum it up, Meghan Markle's rumored PS 1000 million revenge project is uncertain. The future for the Sussexes looks unclear. They're caught in a tricky situation, trying to keep their privacy while still needing to engage with the media. Meghan might think it's important to share her side of things, but chasing this project comes with huge risks. It could further harm their ties with the royal family and push the public away, which could lead to lasting effects for both Meghan and Harry. As they face growing pressure from the media, the public, and even each other, the Sussexes find themselves at a crucial point. The choices they make now will shape not only their future, but also how they will be remembered as public figures. It seems like the ongoing drama between Meghan and Harry, especially with Meghan's rumored PS 1000 million revenge project, is pulling them deeper into a hole. Instead of moving on and building a new life away from the royal family, Meghan appears to be stuck in the past, focusing on old grievances. At some point, one has to wonder how long they can keep playing the victim before the public starts to lose interest. Harry blocking Meghan's project is a clear indication that he recognizes the potential damage this could cause not just to his relationship with the royal family, but to their public image as well. People want to see the couple doing something constructive rather than dragging the monarchy into ongoing public feuds. Constantly airing their dirty laundry isn't helping them build the legacy they've said they want. Ultimately, it feels like Meghan's desire for revenge is overshadowing any real progress they could be making. Instead of concentrating on their children and new opportunities, they seem trapped in a never-ending cycle of public complaints. If they genuinely want to move forward, they need to release the past and stop fueling the media machine they say they dislike. If they don't, their relevance will keep diminishing, and they'll be left with only the wreckage of their relationship with the royal family. I would love to hear your thoughts on this issue. Please leave a comment below so I can share it with everyone. I appreciate everyone who took the time to watch our video. I hope you enjoy the channel, share it with your friends, and subscribe. I look forward to seeing you all again soon.